apprentice, TV presenters and property developers to the school on the hill with the polished brass plates and the teachers in the strict ties and skirts? Is this the same man who had Fantasy Barbie, Fantasy Ken, and all the outfits? The tiny, tiny knickers and the tiny, tiny shoes, the house, the horse, and even Barbie's very own car?
Is this the same little Anne who put all the tiny, tiny shoes in her own, put all the tiny, tiny dolls in her own, put all the tiny, tiny bees in her own? And what's more, pray to God each night with no sense whatsoever of irony.
God bless Mummy.
Trademark.
God bless Daddy.
God bless me. God bless everyone.
With no sense of irony, but in the sincere belief that she will invoke it in her mini-mouse pajamas in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Went to bed each and every night until her sleepless parents took her to the doctors. With his keeper magazines and a big smile on his face, he pulled down her knickers on the high, cold leather couch and said, "Let's take a look then, Anne, shall we?"
Is this the same little Anne who came back from the hospital with a box containing a bell, 2 stiff metal balls and a number of black wires? Is this the same Anne who woke up each subsequent night in the horrible wet pajamas and her horrible wet sheets?
Is this the same man who now what? Stands there in front of serious men and women with witnesses and evidence in steel plastic bags, false passports and pieces of human flesh, who stand there and refuse to recognise their authority?
Pieces of human flesh, false passports, lists of names, trace of explosives, lists from phone calls, from banks, shopping malls and cash dispensers. Psychiatric reports which show A, her intelligence and B, her sanity. She sets about her work, they say. She sets about her work with all the terrible detachments of an artist. Witnesses break down in tears.
As videotapes from back shows Anne as one more person going about her life until 20 minutes after she's left. A plate glass bowl blows through a shoe shop window in absolute silence. The tiny, tiny grey figures flying through the air, breaking apart in absolute silence. The tiny, tiny shoes are real human beings. No one can find out what happened to this.
Fine, Anne's motives.
She lives alone.
She lives alone.
She works alone.
She works alone.
Sleeps alone.
Apparently, yes.
Eats, kills
She
alone.
lives, works, sleeps, kills and eats almost entirely on her own. In fact, her recorded phone calls consist almost entirely of orders to be delivered to the room she rented overlooking the metropolitan suburbs. A large pizza, garlic bread and 1.5 litres of Diet Pepsi. All for just £9.99.
Calls which are first assumed as coded messages.
Calls which are first assumed as coded